All right, but for now, let's take a look at the Stage 2 playoffs bracket graphic. Please, boom. The quarterfinal matches take place Thursday and Friday. So let's start with the Thursday matches, right? Shanghai Dragons, dude, they made it to the playoffs versus the San Francisco Shock, who have been pristine. Last week, the Shock won 4-0. Are we expecting the same result here, or is this a different Dragons that they're going to have to contend with?
I mean, it is a different Dragons team. They've been playing a lot better this year and as of late, but San Francisco's perfect. They won 28-0 in maps in this stage.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing was after that Dragons game where they kind of looked close to defeat on a couple of matchups, Kings Row specifically did not look great for them. They were mad. Players and coaches were mad. They thought they played terribly, so they were upset. This is a team that not only achieved perfection, but is upset that they didn't play perfectly to their own standards. So I don't know if we should expect a 4-0, but I'd be really, really surprised if the Dragons win this matchup. I think the Shock is one of the best teams in the league. Well, they're one of the best teams in the league right now, obviously.
Yeah. It's just impressive, right? 28-0 coming out from the Shock, but of course, in no small part to Sinatra and how their team has been playing. It's been phenomenal. But of course, the Shanghai Dragons, shout out, made it to their first playoffs ever. So that's exciting. Let's talk about the Hangzhou Spark versus the Long Dawn, the London Spitfire. So how do these two teams match up, right? The Spark, I feel like, have been very inconsistent. They've been on and off. But the Spitfire, I am not too faithful on them.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about inconsistent. You look at this London team, and while I think the Spark are good and they're improving, and they could definitely throw curveballs at London, which they don't adapt well to. Like you saw this on the Chengdu matchup, that they just don't know how to beat that kind of composition. And Hangzhou's got the horses to carry a DPS composition. This one is just all about which London shows up. London could win this stage. London could win the season again. It just depends which London you get. You get London who mails it in, or you get peak London. Peak London beats anyone in this league. So I still expect London to play well, but if they lose that first map, you never know if they're going to be able to adjust and bounce back. So the question, whenever you see that powder blue jerseys up there, is which version of this London team are we going to get? I think Hangzhou takes a map, at least, and it's just about the London bounce back potential from that.
Yeah, bounce back potential, but I'm going to be vying for the Spark on that matchup. We'll see how it plays out, of course. But let's move on to the Friday quarterfinal matches. So NYXL versus the LA Gladiators. Who's your pick here?
Oh, this one is really, really tough because both teams are struggling recently. I think we're going to find out a lot about both teams. The NYXL style's been a little bit exposed, that they just play slow and wait for Jonak to do something. And I think you can exploit that if you play extremely aggressively. They've struggled with aggressive teams in that manner. But at the heart of my hearts, I still want to say NYXL are just the overall better team, more talented team. Gladiators could mix it up, though. They play a lot of really goofy compositions. It's telegraphed a little bit, though, because Short 4 will come in and play some of those goofier things, even though Decay played the Bastion last week for him. So I expect the Gladiators to try to curveball NYXL, but I don't think the NYXL is a team that's going to falter to that. I think this one's going to be close. This could actually go to a map 5. But I don't know. I don't feel confident in either of these teams. I don't see either one getting to the finals.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel, honestly. Of course, I stand the NYXL. We're from New York here.
Right.
But I think they're going to beat the Gladiators. I don't know how far they're going to make. Let's talk about the last match on Friday here, right? Dallas Fuel versus the Vancouver Titans. So what does the Fuel have to do to beat the Titans here?
You know, this is a really interesting one because the Fuel, when they had RCK, I would say just play Sombra, have these strategies, and just try to beat them that way. But the Fuel's 3-3 actually looks really good lately. With Note on that roster, OG's been able to play much more aggressively. Note's always in it for the peel, and he still finds bomb timings there. So going against what would be the counter, like the smart thing is just don't play 3-3 against the best 3-3 team in the world. I think they can play 3-3 against the Titans and hope for it, because I don't see another strategy that's really viable against the Titans to try to beat them. So this is one of the rare instances where I think Dallas's 3-3 has gotten better enough that they could get lucky and maybe Vancouver has an off day. I mean, I know that doesn't sound super promising, but maybe. Vancouver's Vancouver.
Yeah, they're Vancouver, right? And Harsher's been doing work, man. It's insane. Right. They've been having a phenomenal showing so far in 2 stages. Well, speaking of 2 stages, who's your pick to win stage 2? You think the Titans are going to be able to take it all the way, or are we going to see a shock Titans finale?
I have bias because I was casting a lot of these Shock members when they were like 15 and just started playing Overwatch. Right. So I always love Super and Sinatra and all the guys and across that roster, Rascal, Choi Hyobin, Violet, Moth gets so overlooked and he's a monster. So I picked them as my 6-man all-star team when I was on the desk the other day. I'm going to stay with the San Francisco Shock. I think that they've got this perfect stage. I think they're going to continue to roll through. I don't see them sweeping the Titans if it does end up coming down to that, but who knows how these brackets are going to shake out. Maybe there's an upset early on. So they took the Titans to 7 in the first stage playoffs. I'd expect a repeat of that if the bracket goes accordingly. But I got San Francisco Shock taking the stage.
Just a nasty stage from the Shock. Nothing less of nasty, and I can't wait to see.
Them. They spawn camp. Get out of my server. I'm better than you. Get out of my game.
Get out of my game. And I love that it's coming from the scrappy likes of Sinatra, Super. Like you said, Moth gets slept on a lot too, but he's a monster. Like the San Francisco Shock team is finally coming into their own, and I'm excited that we're here to see it, dude. It's going to be good. Well, Hex, thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck this week. The Overwatch League Stage 2 playoffs start Thursday, May 9th at 9 p.m. Eastern on Twitch and OverwatchLeague.com. Thanks once again.